welcome to Sonia Podcast. I have two special guests. One, her name is Felicia. She's a parole officer. I'm doing this podcast. It's called Reentry for ex-offenders to get resources so they can move on with their lives. So I'm going to let you hear what she has to say. And then I have another guest. I'm going to let you hear what he has to say.
Programs, there are pockets here in California. So I figured that there must be pockets in New York because this is the new thing. How do we become employed? How do they become employable again? How do you recover your life after life? Being so young, what kind of training and things like that. And because I did meet a young man who went in at 15 and now he was 42.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and I just kind of asked myself, because he walked in, and I said, well, we're still doing, because in California, what they're doing is they're sending all the cases that went straight to adult court back to juvenile. I'm a probation officer.
Okay.
And I work in the court. And so what they're doing is they're Prop 57 passed out here. And so every kid that got an automatic filing on, big charges now. These ain't no minor things. They went straight to adult court, and some of these people went straight from DJJ, CYA to jail, to prison.
Okay.
And so we had a young man that this case came back, and he's 42 years old.
Okay.
And so I got a chance to just talk to him, and I said, how are you doing? And he said he was doing fine. I said, now, were you, because I asked the same question. I said, are you working? He says, yes, I'm doing construction. I was able to pick up some certifications while I was incarcerated. And then I am living with a relative, and also, I was able to find work. They helped me to find work. So there's little pockets of places in different states. Just look under social justice, because a lot of states got all this money for those for people who have been incarcerated, for those who have been in that need help, that need assistance. They're coming home. They're letting them go, but are you providing a vehicle by which they can rebuild their lives? And so I think that if they look under anything under social justice, then they should be able to find different community organizations, community-based organizations who deal with, previous incarcerated youth, adults, and on that level. So if they throw some of those things in the Google search in your state, you probably be able to come up with programs that are connected to the probation departments, to the parole departments, and to the county board of supervisors in that state, because that's how they do it here.
Okay.
So that's it,
So do you think, because he said he felt like he's still being judged, do you think they are actually still being judged for whatever crime they committed?
Man, they're coming home. They're coming home from having been involved in murders and things like that. And, if you were hiring somebody for a job, you would blink twice too. So I think they may be getting that blink twice. They want to know if it's safe. So maybe people are taking a look at it, because people are able to find out much more about people these days than they did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people are security minded and stuff like that. But then there are those agencies that are, purposely saying, let me help you. Let me assist you with your journey. Let me assist you. So, it's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say when I'm in the court and they're sending an adult back to juvenile, because when it was a juvenile, they committed all these heinous crimes. We're blinking twice. We're going, what? And we're thumbing through the police reports and stuff like that. But that's our job. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
There are a lot of agencies, like County of Los Angeles. They started their whole new department, county agency. because they wanted to provide more services. They want to decrease the number of youth and those coming into the system, especially with our youth. They're starting with those. And then, is there another way to deal with the offenses, the minor offenses that they find themselves in without them getting a record or anything like that? So California is very like California.
Okay.
They're always trying to, get something going. They're always trying to, figure out a way to help folk, so they recover their lives. But, that's where some of the counseling comes in. It's like, has the person forgiven themselves? Because we can't assume anything that somebody's thinking anything.
Right.
If we think somebody's thinking something, it's because we think they're thinking something.
Right, that's true.
The part.
That's true.
How you gonna get over yourself? Because I think that they still have to deal with that part.
Right.
It's forgiving themselves and giving themselves that lease on life.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a long time. 25 years is a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even imagine it. That's why I was asking this young man. He looked like he was about 20. He was 42.
Wow.
Back in juvenile, and all we're going to do is terminate the case anyway, because he's beyond our jurisdiction.
Right.
He's done all those years.
Right.
15 to 42.
Yeah, that's a long, long time.
That's a big chunk.
Yes.
It's a lifetime.
Yes.
It's a lifetime. But, he got a hold of some programs while he was in there and did something good. So I just wanted to add that to your chat.
Thank you. Okay. Felicia, I really appreciate it. And I'm really glad that you helped me out. Because I'm trying to help everyone. I'm trying to find out information for them, because I know, that's really hard speaking to a lot of people is really hard for them. Some people do come and start their own business, but everybody is not that lucky. So we need to find resources, and we need to even speak to the people who actually has been incarcerated. Like, what was it for them? Like, what is it like for them? And I like to think.
We're because I'm in the court and stuff like that. We're asking, what is the statistical information? Where's the person going to live? Does he have a family member? And one of the things that we're seeing is that some of these the people that are incarcerated have been there so long, their parents have died.
Yeah.
There's no relative available. There may be a great aunt somewhere and stuff like that. Just kind of trying to reestablish themselves when they don't have a support network.
Right.
I think that would be an issue. And I think, like, again, people are talking about social justice. Let me have some money. Social justice. Okay, what are you doing with the money?
Exactly. That's the question. Like, where's the resources?
Where's that? So, like I said, in LA County, they started this other program, brand new department altogether. They go, forget you guys in probation. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. And I'm like, right. We only been doing this 35 years. We're only, and most folks look at law enforcement or probation officers and just think that, this person just on my back. No, the number one thing that we're doing is trying to find programs.
Right.
To connect them to the one, because nobody who is working with people, period, is there to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Because we know that, but by the grace of God, there go I. Come on now.
Right.
It don't take one accident. It don't want to take one decision to turn a life on its edge.
That's true.
And so I remember being so young and coming into the department at 23, and I was like, what is this? Where are kids going? This is where kids have been going? Wow. It was a whole freaking eye-opener for me. But once I started working with the juveniles and started working with the kids, and I'm like, okay, somebody's kids. Oh my gosh. That's where, I was really shocked. But then when I moved to the field work and I had to start doing the
Right.
That's when the human, that part of myself started growing. They were like, oh my God, compassion.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh man, for the victim as well. Because it's like, oh my God, there's a victim. Oh my God. You know, so it was just on both sides of this issue. There are two sides.
Yes.
We got families that are devastated by the loss.
Yes.
And we got kids that seem like they're not even bothered by it, but they're devastated too because there's loss.
Yes, that's true.
And it's nothing but grief because it's all grief. Everybody's life has changed and stuff like that. So one of the things that we did notice on the petitions coming back to us is that some of the parents have died. They have no relative. Their sibling is incarcerated. You know,
right.
This, you know, we're just seeing it because they just start really coming back. And we got somebody who's 46. We got somebody who's 48. And we're like, where are they going to go? Where are they going?
Well, how do you feel about the people that, like with him, he said that he was living with a family member and they kicked him out and he had nowhere to go. He was actually homeless.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is that, you know, as sad as something like that is, but how long does it take for somebody, and I can't even, this is a shoe I can't even imagine what that feels like. And so so if somebody comes up and wants to express this thing and tell Miss Santiago what that felt like, because a lot of my stuff is just from
yes, that's what I'm trying to find out, like what it feels like.
Is there an agent? Is the agent? But I don't want, but also the feelings talking about this subject,
right,
is very triggering. If you have not gotten the education, the spirituality, the emotional growth, if you have not got those things, a foundation of that, you don't even want to be messing with nobody's triggers about them. How was it coming home and what was that like?
No, you really don't. I agree with you.
Look, Sonia,
yes.
Don't want to be fucking with that.
No, I don't. I just want to help them. I don't want to do anything to trigger anyone. I want to help them.
So this right here is a very tender, very personal subject that maybe they're just trying to put it all behind them, and talking about him is just going to, you know, cause that grief to come up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we want to hear about the successes.
And that's where we want to go with it. Right.
That's where you want to go. So
right.
You want to know how you feel. Because, look, that's a whole fucking can of worms.
Yes, it is.
That I might need a therapist to get out of this conversation.
Exactly, and that's another part of it, because, you know, I was speaking to him for a while and he was like, you know, I became really depressed, you know, you just don't understand. And I'm like, no, I get it. I truly get it. I can imagine you being this depressed.
But we don't get that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
We hear it, but we don't get that shit.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't happen to us, but I knew my nephew talking about just going in and out, and what stabilized him. He was in a halfway house when he came out. He started getting it together and stuff like that. He says, but what changed his mind this time, he got a hold of some reading.
Okay.
Some reading while he was in it. Start reading the Kabbalah. Start reading different things, spiritual things. Abraham Hicks. You know, he started growing spiritually,
right,
so that he can expand his spirit, so that he can heal his experience.
Yeah.
Because unless your spirit has expanded and has you've grown, how do you heal that kind of hurt?
That's true.
Without the bigger part of yourself being open.
That's true.
What if that you is still sitting on the door? And my nephew said, I feel like there's a big old fat man sitting on my back. He says, Auntie, I got to get my license, but I'm scared to go get my license. I'm like, dude, baby, come get your license.
Yes.
Go see what they got to say.
Yes.
What you imagining can't be as worse as what they going to say.